Good morning, my friends. This is Paul, and today I'm going to talk about the first substantial amount of content released for the expansion pass of Fire Emblem Three Houses for the Nintendo Switch. I say substantial because on day one, if you bought the expansion pass, you got alternate, school-themed uniforms for both versions of Byleth, which is the generic name of your player avatar. But that wasn't really all that much. That was just, I presume, for people that didn't really like female Byleth's attire, and if you were playing as a girl, you wanted to wear something more practical and not as revealing. I don't know. Now, here's where the bulk of the new content comes in. So, I want to make a disclaimer, first off, that this is not going to be focusing on the update that was released at the same time. This is going to be strictly based on that which comes in the paid $25 expansion pass, of which currently there is no way to buy any of this content separately. You have to either go all in or nothing at this point, unless they make some serious changes. So I've got notes here to make sure I'm not confusing it with update thingies such as maddening mode. That's coming for free. So, first off, you get some new items, which are not really much to sneeze at. They're just 4, and you have to get them completely in bulk. So if your convoy is full, you won't be able to get any of them. You have to get them all at once. All you have to do is, when you're in the monastery, go to Byleth's bed and just pick them up from the bed. They are sacred items that, if you give them to a character, they will increase their stats permanently, kind of like, the Seraph robe or the boots in previous games. Which, there are already a lot of those anyway in Three Houses, so I guess it's just more for you. There are 5 new Auxilary Battles, which, let me be clear, there's a difference between an Auxiliary and a Prologue Battle. Prologue Battles have specific story elements that can get you new content that you can't get anywhere else. These are battles kind of like what you're seeing on screen, where all they are just a gauntlet of enemies that don't really have any story content, and they're listed with a yellow exclamation mark when you go into the battle option on your free day, which is available after Chapter 3. And each of them cost 1 activity point to use, so make sure you use your free time wisely. And you can use these maps as basically grindy maps. If you played Fire Emblem Fates, this is basically the Boo Camp DLC, where you get twice as much experience, twice as much gold, twice as many chances to get more stat boosting items, as if the ones you got on your bed weren't already enough. And so this is basically a way of boosting up your characters faster than normal. Or if you're like me, you don't want to do all of the grinding all over again when you start a brand new route, because I am only 1 route short of beating all of them. And yes, a Catholic review will be coming for that, for those of you that are religious and watching this. Then we have new Attire, which is probably going to be the most controversial, yet also most welcome to those of us that have playing since the beginning. So initially in New Game Plus, you could customize your characters so that you could dress them in more warish attire when they were at the school after you've beaten the game. Now you have the option to dress them in what's called house loungewear, which is, I guess, their way of saying casual clothing. Now, you might be thinking, oh no, not another Fire Emblem Fates where everyone dresses in a bikini. The girls, they basically dress like they would to a basketball game, I would say. Or, I guess, another way of putting it would be like what Catholic girls would wear if they want to go swimming, but they don't want to be too revealing. It's nothing scandalous whatsoever. For the boys, they wear more tight shirts and tight shorts, so you may not like that as much, but you can also choose it on an individual basis. Granted, the students have to be in your house, you have to have recruited them, you can't just do it on any student. And you can also choose a slight variation of their hair as well, which is neat. And if you go the proper route of the character's class path, because you can deviate. You can make Annette an armored knight, for example, even though she's supposed to be a magic user. But if you stick on the path of magic user, then they'll say, hey, well, you can keep wearing the house loungewear if you keep making her in the magic class. Which I guess is their way of saying play the game properly and you won't have as many miserable moments. So, Byleth actually gets a special accessory that no one else does. You can choose whether or not to wear glasses, and yes, you can choose to bring them into battle too. This doesn't really affect the game like at all, so you can choose to put them on or off, with or without the house loungewear. Perhaps this is Intelligent Systems' way of saying there's only like 2 characters in the entire game that are visually impaired, so if you are also visually impaired yourself, then, I don't know, maybe you want some representation? And finally, a new song is available called Corridor of the Tempest, which you can play during Auxiliary Battles and also in the music library. Again, all of this is coming with an expansion pass that costs $25, and I would say if you haven't bought the expansion pass, I would say to wait. None of this is substantial story-related content, and with the possible exception of the auxiliary battles to help you grind faster, I don't see this being worth $25. I would say wait. The new updates should be more than sufficient to keep you busy for the time being. I'm not saying you should pass on the expansion pass, but just give it time as of the time of this recording. So with that, thank you very much for watching. Again, this is only based on what you get by paying for it, not the free update contents. So if you have any questions, if I missed anything, leave them in the comments section. And until the next time, keep the faith, stay epic, God bless, and hope my microphone works this time. Bye.